And we are live at the Apollo. Hitting Steel, California's in the house. We're going to get started here shortly. I figured instead of be late, I'd be on time. Today we're going to be using some Sam's Club latex nitrile exam gloves. It's going to get a little messy in here, boys and girls. Grab a couple extra pairs. Joaquin Jack Nava's in the house. So guys, here is the tip of the laser beam. So we did change the muzzle brake, but behind it you will see that the old muzzle brake basically covered. So I'm going to work on this section here. Once the can gets on here, I'm trying to use words that YouTube is delirious of. But once the can's on here, there's going to be a cover. So the cover, to keep basically the mirage away, is going to be covering the suppressor, so it won't really matter. So let's put you back over here, and we'll get started. So the things I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be making this mag hopefully look very similar to this mag. So basically when it's in the Nerf, I'll call it the Nerf. What's up, Lead Mining 44? DW's in the house. So we're going to take this mag and do a camo job on it as well to match the rest of the other two. There's 3 total. And then something that I really need to paint badly, because this thing, some people were saying they like the two-tone look. I want the look where you don't see me. So the only thing black on this thing is the grip, and the grip will be around my hand. So I won't have to worry about that. We're going to be using lots of painter's tape, and then I am going to be painting the sunshade. Don't use this a lot, but I might as well make it so it matches, or at least breaks it up. It may not match perfectly because some of the paint that I'm going to be using, which is this stuff, this is a very, it's a textured, so when you spray it, it has like sand particles or something in it that gives it a texture, which actually looks really nice and works well in types of, like wet environments or whatever the case is. It's got a little texture to it. So I'm trying to figure out if I should put you guys over here or over there. I'm not really sure yet. And then in order to make the magic happen, it's all about the sponge. Lilith Morningstar, how you doing? It's the sponge. The sponge is what does all the work, gives you what you're looking for. So I know people use tint, like I might have one around here. Stencils, not a big fan of stencils. I've tried those in the past, but I figured I'd have a live chat. I'm just going to do some work, and you guys, or all of us, I should say, is held in captivity of the stupid Budweiser virus. So I'm going to make sure that the threads don't get on there. I don't want any paint on the threads because that would be bad. So it's better to mask more than you think you need, because you will never, ever get it off again. Or it'll never go on, depending on how much paint you use. So we're just going to go nice and slow around the ring of this thread. The threads. Elfster, what's going on? If you guys are not familiar, I don't know how you wouldn't be familiar with the Elfster, and you're a reloader, you are missing out on some great stuff. I was actually over at his chat today, or tonight really. I think he ended around 10, 9, 10, I can't remember. And he was a kneeling brass, so get over and check out his channel. and give him some love. Tell him I sent you. And all right, so basically you can see that the threads are all covered. I don't want to be up here on this because that's where the camouflage paint needs to go. So that's complete. This side, don't really care about. This can go on here, which is an option. All right, so, and that actually might work well because then I don't have to mess with the logo. And if you guys know what logo I'm talking about, let's see here, stay zoomed in here because it's the dagger on the top of the scope of the Nerf gun. So you guys can see this is what I'm going for. You can see large kind of stripish. Here's that brown that we showed earlier. Get your kind of a dark greens. You can see the black bipod by Atlas. And I'm still debating on whether I want to paint that or not. I really do. And I'll move you guys around here in a second, but thanks, Todd. Yeah, I had fun with it. There's actually some other logos on the sides. I don't know if you've seen those or not. Probably show those here in a little bit when we're waiting for stuff to dry. So I'm going to be painting these, which is the sunshade for the vortex cover. And I may actually drill a hole right here because you can use, depending on the magnification you're on, if you really want to pretend and be a freaking mall ninja per se, you can put a hole here and see through the hole without giving away your position. Most of the time is what they'll see is a reflection of the actual scope. So having a sunshade on here helps a little bit. And then also if you want, thanks Bad Billy, what's up brother? Did you see that video I made specifically for you and any others that wanted to watch it on how to make iMovie videos? So I'm going to be painting this as well. So some of the things we're going to do is you got to remember, go from base coat, which is basically the bottom, right? The bottom coat. And I'm going for texture. So I want it to match. I want it to match. And if this rattling is kind of annoying, I apologize, but you got to have the paint mixed up. You got to have the paint mixed up. What's up, Keith? Hitting Steel California's in the house. Florida Bearded Fisherman. He says, give me a thumbs up. And I see people commenting about Chico, but I don't see no Chico anywhere. Where the hell's Chico? Chico. There's Chico. What's up, buddy? All right, so we're going to mix this up. And this is going to be the base coat. Problem is we need the texture from this stuff. So I'm going to try to do some fancy shit here and hope that there's something left in here because I used about 98% of this can, but I want this to work. So if it doesn't work, I'm going to utilize this and hope it's close. And if not, my ass is going to have to go to the Home Depot. Actually, it was Lowe's, I think. So thing about this multi-texture paint, really cool for texture, meaning easy on the hands as far as grip, that kind of stuff. Makes it a little bit nicer, less possibility of a sheen. There's more dimensions to it, so it's not picking up the light as a more of a solid object if you want to get really technical. But well, there might be some in here. This might work. But the texture of it just makes it nice. It seems like a lot of the high dollar chassis are going to some type of texture. We got some funky, I think I got too much shit over here to, it's all blurry. The camera doesn't know what to pick up on. What the hell was I even talking about? Rick, is garage cold? No, it's not bad in here. I'm actually, it's pretty nice right now. Okay, so you can see with this stuff, it's kind of almost clear and kind of sandy. So you can kind of see that if it's not the perfect view. Basically what you're getting is almost just sand in a liquid form. So trying to cover something is not good. So if you guys are interested on how to do this the correct way, some of the things I learned doing this rifle, squirt gun. Nope, I said gun. We'll just call this, you guys come up with a name for this for now, and then we'll use that name if we can remember it. Don't make it too difficult now. But I'm going to go ahead and mask off the Thunder Beast muzzle brake. If you're just showing up, I'm leaving this black, everyone, because the suppressor will be on it. So this you won't even see. I basically need to, because there's a lot of people that showed up, I need to paint that section from here to here, which is it really a big deal? No. But do I have the abilities and the skills? Hell yeah, I got the abilities and the skills. All right, so masking tape is a must. Now this suppressor, the Thunder Beast, it automatically kind of zeros because it's a cone. So as you screw it on, it goes into the cone and self-centers, which is kind of a really nice design on their part. I'm sure it's not the only one out there, but it definitely helps. All right, so that's done. And then I'm going to actually cover up my old camouflage because I don't want to mess with that, especially if it doesn't turn out well. It'll only be a little section. Sounded like I was doubting my skills, huh? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You have to give your rifle a name. Yeah, I haven't named this one yet. I have not named it yet. Let's see, I'm almost a dusting with my base coat. I do almost a dusting with my base coat, so it's kind of fades into the other color. Morningstar says. Oh, water blaster. All right, yeah, we'll call it a water blaster. Good job, Chico. So I kind of did that with that texture, and the reason why it's kind of like that, and there's a hint of black that kind of comes through. And if you ever heard me talk, I actually went into really big detail on a video, but it was years ago. So trying to find that would probably be a pain in the ass. But how in the woods, in the forest, and wherever, the desert, there's really nothing that is black, like actual black. So I try to get rid of most of the black. There's different darknesses of brown, and there's different darknesses of shadows. And I guess depending on what time it is, we'll change that. But okay, I got cardboard right here. I'm going to try not to squirt the paint on my computer. Now, normally, guys, you would take alcohol and you would wipe all this down really good. That way you know that the paint, especially if it's really smooth surface, you could even rough it up a little bit to make the paint stick. Me personally, I don't care if the gun gets scratched. Not a big deal. So I'm going to skip that whole process because if a little bit of paint chips off, I could really care less. I will put gloves on though, because the paint will stick to my hands better than the gun sometimes. I mean, the water squirter. The water squirter. For all the curious, got a Russian camo job, and it's all red. All right, so let's get crazy here. Actually, I need one more piece of paper. We use this Optics Planet box in the LUDT. And we'll throw it under here. See if I can make a little miniature. There we go. That should help. A little more paint. It's always better to spend the time doing this crap than having to clean up paint. So, words of wisdom. Spend the time making the booth right. Now, am I going to get overspray on everything? Pretty much. But, whatever. All right, here we go. So, like you probably heard in shop class or somewhere, do a light coat first. Got this dumb thing right in the way. This is actually going to get painted here in a second. Okay, you're going to see that it doesn't really do anything. It kind of just throws stuff on it, right? So it's really not covering the barrel. You can see black through it. And that's how it basically started last time. But that's in order to keep the match. So you can kind of just throw more on it, obviously. And that's kind of a shit show job right there, but it's hard to do. Let me see if I can pull this water squirter over here more. And that's thick, but what it is it's the sand. So in order to get the sand, you'll notice this better on here. So I'll put this bad doggy right here. Give you guys get this thing out of the way. We're just gonna go like this. We'll get a portion of it done. This is basically just going to be texture, guys. It's a little bit of color, but basically it's texture. Whoops. Doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. It's camouflage. It's camouflage. Now you want to try to get it brown like that. That section there. There's a hint of black through there. That doesn't matter. I forgot about drying time. All right, so that's, remember, I'm going to put more colors and stuff on top of it. So the light, thin spots that are thin, not a big deal. All right. Oops. Forgot about the mags. Okay. So let me back up. All right, so this mag and this mag are the same size, and I want this one to look like that one. So I'm just going to kind of blind guess on the heights with tape. Lay these like this, and just kind of go like that. This doesn't need to be perfect because it's camouflage. You don't want it to interfere with like the receiver, but it will be fine. It will be fine. All right, so then kind of just looking at them again, seeing where the height is here, kind of start it from there to there. Then we'll take the crud out of it and we'll spray her down. Again, this doesn't need to be perfect. You'll probably hear me say that a lot. If it needed to be perfect, I wouldn't be the guy to do it. At least not for guns. I mean, what is it, Chico? Water squirters? Water squirters. All right, let me fix that. Where it's supposed to go. All right, so now we basically, I'm not going to worry about the bottom. The bottom I could care less about. But I will just paint around this part. Hopefully I got enough in here. Hair. You guys can see that. Come on, don't run out now. All right, that can is done, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone. Let's see, Vanessa Kitty 45 Auto. Chez Cableur. What's up, Chess? How you doing, buddy? Jackson's in the house. What's going on, everybody? Let me go down here and see what you guys have been saying while I've been making havoc. Vanessa Kitty hitting steel. 45 Auto. Chess is in Fort Worth, Texas. Good God. No mask? I got a mask on. See, let me show you. It's one of those new ones. Oh, I guess I'll tighten that up. Okay, I'm lying. I don't got no mask. I do have masks, but now they're so, highly expensive. I don't want to use one now. I'd rather just, be unsafe. Okay, the magic is where this happens, guys and gals. So in order to make good camouflage, you really want a sea sponge. A sea sponge is more coarse, works way better. Let me scroll to the top in case I'm missing something. I was in Fort Worth for 10 years. Good God. Performance surgery today, I see. Yes. Is Rick a huffer? Yeah, I'm a huffer, Vanessa. Okay. Sea sponge is the best. I don't have sea sponge. I didn't use sea sponge on this one, so I'm going to improvise where I did with this. So I'm going to use probably 3 colors. So I need to make sure I got 3 pieces that are kind of, you don't want perfectly smooth. Like trying to do it with this end here is going to turn into crap. So you want like a torn off spot in order to give you a good thing. So what I'll do is I'm going to stick this in here and kind of cut it in half. Now that's obviously flat, right? But now I'm going to go ahead and tear this bad doggy apart. So see like that in there, see how it has dimension to it? It's got like a fine edge. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. A fine edge to it. And then you kind of got this section here, which is going to be actually a pretty nice piece. And then you just kind of rip this up, see what you get. See what might work, what might not work. And give yourself some couple little dabbers for the small areas. And that should suffice. That should be good. So now when you're spraying paint, when you're painting a water squirter, you should always have nearby some sweet tea. Ah, okay, now we can continue. Vanessa's cooking a roast. Man, that's going to be sitting in there all night. That's going to be yummy. I'm waiting for the crazy level to go up or down. TB's in the house. What's up, Rick? I see you're having a fun while I'm working. Best check and see if Trump calls. I hope so. I do not want to go to work. Not because I don't want to work, because I don't want to deal with the Bud Light virus. All right, I need to get over here. So see how I'm only attacking one side, and right there is not really Not really got anything on it. Mike Roberts, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you showing up. So let me see if I can flip this water squirter over real quick and get the other side. Now, if you guys don't know, we're calling this a water squirter and all this stupid bull crap we got to go through because YouTube sucks ass. And mostly when I do cool videos, I do them on Patreon. That way I can show all this cool stuff. But, oh, I don't have any of that other paint left. All right. No problem. Improvise, adapt, overcome. So let's put you, I don't know if you're going to fit. Let's do this. You guys are going to be like front row right here. What is this? Oh, that's a, I'm putting towel over all my painted stuff already. This is a shit show. All right. The lighting sucks. The camera keeps wanting to turn. Man. All my high-tech gizmo gadgets I don't have. Yeah, that's my beach towel. Adonis is in the house. That's the new urban camo blanket. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so you guys can see that's the same stuff, but it's more of a brown. We're going to make sure we're good here. So give that a little spray. Rotate the water squirter a bit. Throw the other color on there. All right. And this stuff, until it really adheres, it kind of wants to like come off in chunks because of the sand. Once it's all dry, though, man, it's pretty tough. It will scratch off, obviously, but so will pretty much everything. Let's get crazy here. Let's do a little more on this one. And right there. Let that sit for a minute, and then once this stuff dries a little more, we can start using the sponges where the magic happens. So let's get rid of this view because this is just a horrible view. Flip the water squirter over. And the new Atlas bipod's working well. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So maybe, just maybe, I might be able to throw you guys up here on the top. I threw a bunch of stuff on the side of the workbench, so it might be a little messy, but it's supposed to when you're building or making stuff, right? Okay, so here we go. We got this. Let's get this out of the way. Put this over here. Let me see if I can. Oh, goodness. Look at that sweet tea. You guys are looking at homemade sweet tea right there. You guys are one lucky. Lucky. All right, let me take this camera off and put it on here. And yes, there's an earthquake in North Carolina. All right, so can you guys see? Where the hell's it gun at? Oh, it's just camouflage with all the crap in the back. Bryson Shoots in here. What's up, Bryson? How you doing, buddy? I want to see you do this to your gun here in a little bit. All right, so now what we got to do is we got to go, okay, we've done the base coat. It really hasn't dried enough yet. I should be waiting, and I might try to wait a little bit more just because if I want it to be done right, I need it to dry at least a little more. You should be like painting it, going and doing something else, and then, and then come back when everything's dry. Oh, I wouldn't do this to a high point. That'd be Those things are expensive. I wouldn't mess with those either, Ball. See, it works great. Yeah, I didn't even see the damn thing, even with this red on here. So we got, this is probably ready to mess with. So you can see that it's got the texture, which is what we're looking for. It's got my fingerprints on it, which won't matter because I'll dab over it and it'll be gone. Lakeview Outdoors, what's going on, buddy? And then we got this thing, which doesn't look very good, right? Does not really matter. Once we put, this is kind of just to really get the texture. So you get that kind of dimensional look per se. Like this doesn't look very good, right? You can see where it like laid on the top with the towel and all that when I brought the water squirter over. Not going to matter. It's not going to matter at all one bit because I have, go down here. Papa's Place, what's going on, Mr. Les? How you doing? All right, so the magic part. Here's the magic part. I'm a little torn, so I need to look at the water squirter real quick. See what colors I used. And I used, now if you ever use paint, put the right cap back on because I didn't. So now I got to go through and figure out which one's what and all that other crap. So that's a whole nother pain in the shenanigans. This one is kind of looks like that one. We shall see. Rick, start making tea in a 55-gallon water. Hoot's in the house. What's up, Hoot? How you doing? This is kind of a fun area, Hoot. We're not in the crazy section, so I can't be showing everything. Right here's a barrel. Water squirter, and we're touching up some stuff, adding some camouflage to a few things that are new. This will be where you guys really get to see the magic. This little barrel part that's only like this long because of the old muzzle brake, you're not going to be able to tell much. You know you want to. Yeah. Very true. All right, so that's the brown, which is good. So the way I'm doing this, and I can use, let me see if I can find something even better. All right, here we go. I haven't done a review on this, so I got to keep that. I'm looking for a piece of plastic. Out of hell with it. I'll just do it on the cardboard. All right, so I guess you guys can see there. So you started off with the base coat, and the base coat was basically a texture, a sand paint that has a color in it, but it doesn't really work well until you get a kind of a base over it. And if you're going to use this stuff with the sand in it, you've got to apply multiple coats in order to really get the color to pop, to make it look like that color. The light tan color that I used earlier, that was probably the worst one for covering it up. So it's more or less what you're getting out of it is you're getting the texture you want. So think of it that way. You got to use it. So now I'm going to a coyote brown, and I use the Rust-Oleum camouflage. It's a flat black, or a flat, basically. And I'll kind of find a sponge I like. And this is my option. So I'm kind of limited, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can make a couple more that got some magic to it. Like that's kind of cool. It's got a little L to it. That might be cool, might not. I don't know. We'll find out right now. So I'm just going to spray a bunch right here. then I'm going to get basically high in here, which sucks. So now I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to, you cannot screw this up, guys. If you don't like it, you go right over it again after it dries. And it's just whatever you think needs a spot of it, or doesn't need a spot of it. All right, so the trick is remember what paint cans you're using. So like this one is this color. So I'm going to kind of keep it there. So if I need a little more of something and I grab the wrong paint, I'm going to basically screw the color up, which can be fine because it'll kind of mix together. And then the sponge as well, I'll kind of keep it with that one. But I need to do is I need to keep going because I got to do 3 parts here. So I'm just going to go like that. Anything that's kind of poking out, you want to knock down. So like this piece here, that basically is a shape, right? So you're going to see dimension. If someone was looking at you and you didn't have the scope cover open, they're going to the outline. So depending on what you're trying to do, you're trying to soften. You try to soften the edges. See, now you can pretty much do the whole thing because you're going to come in with other colors in a little bit anyways. Remember, we're just basically capturing the sand. That's what we're going for. Well, let's see what you guys are saying. Brian Shoots, don't paint your MPA. No need for this crud. Rick just wants to hide rifle from his wife. That's awesome. You should start streaming with OBS. Then you can add quotes. Rick, spray some paint on the cardboard, then dip your sponge into wet paint and dab some on the can. No longer. Oh, there you go. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. See, this is why I do this stuff. You guys are smart. All right, so I'm going to move this over here. I need to do the mag. I need to do the rifle as well. I'll just basically paint that whole thing brown. That way it'll lock the sand in. All right, and I'll do the mags now. And this is, I'm going to paint this fully basically just to lock in that sand because the mags, those get handled a lot. So it'll kind of seal that in. You guys having any trouble hearing me, or is it working pretty good? Let me know down below. Silly ho. Mofo. Didn't know I was a rapper, did you? All right, so there's that. We got that one smacked with some paint so we know what it is. Oh, I can move it out of the way. Come back to the I need brown now. So I'm going to use the textured brown. Squirt gun. Audio's good. All right. So this probably sucks because now you hear this really loud. Do apologize. All right, so here we go. All right. See all that sand in there? No, you guys got a horrible angle. All right. So anywhere you do this, you're going to need to go over it twice. And I don't mean like dip it twice like that. I mean like you got to wait for it to dry because it is it's one of those paints that is very like clear, like we talked about earlier. But it does give it a sweet texture. And the best part about this test is you can't get it wrong. You don't like something, you just freaking start over. Now you can see where I was squeezing it. You can make it where, see how thin it is? You can barely see it. Actually, it picks up on the camera way better, but there's a lot. It's not really very thick through there. You can actually kind of squeeze some of that paint out of the sponge and kind of get it to you know, thicken up basically by wringing it out. All right, so there's that. This thing will start coming together once the other colors show up. So that's done. Now it's time for this. And it's always good to have the other one nearby, kind of see what I'm trying to get, have a match per se, which doesn't matter. But. All right, so those are done. Back to this thing. It's kind of, it is what it is. The thing you don't want is a bunch of black. Like you can see like a little bit of black right here. It's not going to match any of your rifle. It's going to look like you incompletely did it. So those are the things you're looking for more than anything. That's why it's always good to like basically bring the whole gun to Coyote, capture the texture, and then start work. But I do have a surprise. I have green in there. I have green in there, which will be where it covers up the stuff I missed. With those gloves on, Rick, you can give a rectal exam as well. You know what? With these gloves on, I can also camouflage a squirt gun. I was trying to keep it clean. I was trying to be, oh, and I forgot to do this one, so I need to get on it. All right. Okay, so that's done. And let me grab a towel. Shop towel here. What the heck you doing, Rick? Busy night still on the phone. I am camouflaging squirt guns, Chris. Everyone turn your head and cough. Okay, so now I need to figure out which green I used. Let's see if it's this one. I think it's darker than this. Oh, this one's full and the tip doesn't work, so it's probably not that one. This one, what color is this? Jackpot. That's the one. Yep. All right. New sponge. And this is where I want the long one. So to match the gun or squirt gun, the water squirter, there was a like kind of tiger stripe. So it was kind of a long, thin line. So if I want it to really match up, actually on the scope, it's not too bad. Could probably go with any sponge. I think this is the can I was just using. Okay, so let's pick something good here. This is where all This is where you can make it or break it. Not liking these. Okay, right here. I'm going to use this. It's kind of thick though. So if you're not sure, don't touch your gun. I mean water squirter. Rick is also known in the underworld of Hendersonville for all the graffiti. No, paint costs too much. I don't know why those dumbasses would do that. I'm spending my money on spray painting people's shit. All right. So if you're not sure, do another puddle like you do with every other color, but then just dab the cardboard to see how it turns out. I'm thinking, I know you guys are probably laughing at me right now, trying to think what piece works the best, but it is kind of important in order to match it up. I'm going to go with this little section right here. Come on, light. Come on now. That piece right there. Bald and Curious got an Atlas bipod in the mail. Nice. Very nice. You're a lucky man. You are a lucky man. See how there's holes in it? Sometimes you want, that's what's nice about the sponge paint. You can really make it dimensional, but it might not match. It might not match up well with the rest of your stuff. So basically breaking it up, getting rid of the black, making it green. And remember, you can always come back with the light colors again. The light color will be the last thing. Anywhere that's too dark, looks like too much of something, you're going to come back with the coyote if you're trying to get it that look. See, like that mark there really sucked ass. So I don't like that one. And all I got to do is like this. I'm going to just do that. And so I'm trying not to hit over the brown. So like you can see the brown here. I don't want to put the green right over the brown because that's the other color. So if I did that, it would just be tan, green, and then tan again. So you're basically wasting your time. So you want to be other places, if that makes any bit of sense. Does this one look like my other one? No, this one's got a hair more brown in it. But that's what it is. Doesn't matter. Just don't see me and I don't care. All right, here we go. This is the fun part. Get some paint. Hopefully it's the right color. Yep. And so I'm gonna hit the dark spots. You can see like right here is like a black. It's basically the black coming through the scope. That spot there, kind of there. So it kind of just throw that over it. Now I got black mixed in there with the green, kind of like that. And I don't know if you guys are really going to get the full effect of what this looks like on camera because it's kind of this sponge sucks. Let me try this right here. That. I want more of a solid. There we go. I want more of that. That's what I'm looking for. I want it to fill in more. Now, if I wasn't doing this on YouTube's, I could put it on the scope to match it a little better, but it doesn't matter. It's freaking camouflage. All right, so the tape fell off. That's basically that. And then this looks like it's done. That's black though. That's got paint on it. See how when it's remember this is rubber too, so it's not gonna hold as good. That's done. And then this little piece that's the end of the squirt gun is basically done. And we're good. I'm gonna call it done. Done enough. All right, so again, things to know is you cannot screw up camouflage because you can always redo it. Unless you're using some crazy ass colors. I'm going to take the paint off now. Some would say to take it off after it dries. I take it off before it dries. All right, that looks nice. We'll see how it matches here in a second. Because I have no idea. I taped like 6 inches of what it was looking like before. So I won't know till you know. Yeah, perfect. Good enough. So this can go on here. And it can dry. Maybe. That looks sweet. Let's bring you guys on a little adventure. All right, so there's the sunshade. I don't have it cranked all the way down, but for the most part, that's what she looks like. And then right here, we painted from here to here. You can see right here. Let me see if I can get you guys in good enough. See, there's a little bit of the barrel, black barrel, that really didn't get coated, which is fine. It gives it kind of dimension as well. 100 green sucks. OD green is great. They steal it, Rick. I think I missed some stuff here. I apologize. I've been in the painting world here. So I got you guys up on the screen. You guys want to see yourself on the screen? Look at that shit. Shazam. Bada bing. Bada boom. So let's catch up and see what you guys have been saying. Damas, thanks for the great comment. It says you do great stuff, Rick. Well, I appreciate it. And I've been doing these a lot for a long time, I should say. Man, that garage is freaking ugly. I got that barricade up for the dogs so they don't. This whole thing's barricaded off so they can't get into my shit. But I've been doing camouflage guns for a long time. And you learn a few tricks. And if you guys aren't familiar with Tyosaurus Rex, you heard of his channel? I actually learned the sponge painting from him. Like, he's been on YouTube forever. I learned it. My first video, 7 years ago, I think it was how to camouflage a rifle. No, I don't have a 6. I could make one. I just don't have one. All right, so these turned out good. Can't really see the colors though. Must be the lighting. Can't see the browns. You can see the coyote brown really easy, but maybe this side. but you'll just looks good. So that is it. The scariest part is the first time you spray your rifle, and then from there you can't turn back. I guess you could if you had a sand blaster or something. But that would be a complete nightmare. You can always sponge a section you don't like. The biggest thing is trying to get, like for me, trying to get that to match, which I'm looking at it and it looks pretty good. It would have been better if when you have two pieces together, so like the scope and the sunshade, when you actually dab in the middle so it's on both to really make it like, does it shoot better now? It does. It shoots freaking badass. Better than your Ruger Precision. Just kidding, ball. Probably actually, I don't know. But it's so when you have two pieces together, if you can do it like that, then you don't see any breaks. So like on this one, you see green and then it ends with a straight line, which I could actually fix it right now. I think I might, since I got all the stuff here. See, talking with you guys helps me out. I'm going to do that. If I can find the green. There we go. Now it looks like it's all tied in and was painted at the same time. Chico says it looks good. Let's go back over here and check it out. Since it ain't dry yet. Hopefully YouTube's not going to get mad. I'm showing a squirt gun. So here's a one logo, you guys. If you haven't seen it yet, there's another logo here. That's a good spot there. You can see the browns. Hand painted that. And then the other side has the eagle claw on it, but I'm not going to move it right now because it's too many YouTube monsters out there. Good night. Good night, little guy. See you in the morning. Oh shit, I'm putting it on the wet paint. Dumbass. Shiny objects. All right. So what's going on, everybody? You got any questions on anything besides the coronavirus? I don't want to go back to work. Actually, hopefully one of my buddies is in here. Mr. Dino, if you're out there. Carcane, what's going on? Elster Rifles and Reload, and that logo looks so cool with the camo. Thank you, appreciate it. Here's kind of how let me show you guys my little magic secret. Hopefully I don't rip it. All right, so what I did was I had cut out the logo, and basically you have a negative and a positive. I know you guys all understand that, I'm sure. But I borrowed Ray's metal dagger from Microtech. It was a thin titanium piece of metal, but it would not shape to the gun because it's more dimensional than just flat right there. So I basically traced that out, and then I had to cut it with the razor blade. Actually, I think I used my Microtech knife, actually. And then I laid that over and got rid of I don't know what you call it, the negative or the positive, but then I put this on the rifle, gave it a quick spray, and that kind of worked, but it didn't work good enough. So I had to go in there with Q-tip, like a pointed Q-tip, and really do the definition of the edges and stuff. So I leave that in there in case I want to do something else. How does the paint hold up in ultrasonic cleaners or to solvents? I have no idea. I've painted pistols in the past. I had actually, I can't show it on here because we're not on Patreon. I painted a slide on a Glock 24. If you guys aren't familiar with the Glock 24, it's the long slide, like a 17L. And I did the sides in gray. And then I did some custom sticker for Is Your Six Covered. Flying Rich, the neighbor guys in the house. And like normal cleaning stuff, I don't put anything in an ultrasonic cleaner because I don't have one. And this thing would never, well, I guess if you had a big one, it would fit. But I don't clean stuff like that. So I wouldn't know. I couldn't give you, I would assume if the solvents are harsh enough, the paint will come off. Once it's on there for a little while, like a week or so, it's pretty tough. I mean, let me see if I see any. You guys know I shoot this all the time, this water squirter. I got one little scratch there. Couple little dings maybe at the most. So it's pretty tough. And I don't really care. Honestly, it's a tool. It gets a scratch in it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not I bought that to beat the shit out of. If you guys aren't familiar, I actually painted it the same day I picked it up. So after I went and picked it up at the Outdoor Sportsman or whatever it was, I went straight to Lowe's and bought those cans of paint you see and painted it within like 10 hours. Everybody thought I was crazy. But honestly, I know what I was doing because I've done it in the past, so I wasn't worried about it. Ray and Sam were not freaking out, but they're like, man, I can't believe you're going to do that. And I wasn't worried. Turned out great. Looks good. What's crazy is if you watch my videos, guys, when we're at VOD tactical shooting, actually it's VOD. Actually, I got a sticker somewhere. I'm going to say it wrong. VODTAC.com. This is where we shoot at, guys, if you're ever in the area. The VODTAC. I guess there's VOD, which is something else. These guys had named their company, and the other people had named their company. And one may or may not have a good thing. These guys are nice guys. Frank's the owner. But we go out there and shoot. But you'll notice, like when my gun's down on a mat, or my rifle, and then like Ray's guns on a mat, there's all gravel rocks, and you can kind of see the bushes in the back. What's up, Idaho Rogers? USMC, appreciate it, my friend. Mine is completely harder to see than Ray's perfectly black rifle. So let's see, dudes, what's up, folks? No, I've actually heard that before, Chico. Someone had asked. No, it almost like bakes it on, makes it harder. I haven't had any issues with that at all. Voda, it's called. No, VODTAC.com. VODTAC.com. So that's a company these guys are out of North Carolina. Elster missed you live earlier. Yeah, Hoot, what's up with that? He was talking about it too. He's like, man, I can't believe everybody's here, but Hoot, I'm so sad right now. I think I'm just going to shut this YouTube thing down because Hoot never showed up. Got to use the muffler paint. Yeah, that stuff works good. High temp stuff. This stuff works great too. I'm not even worried about it. I just want my can to show up. I am going to get lucky sometimes. I'll be able to shoot it. It'll be out of, I don't want to use those words. There'll be times when I get to actually use it when Ray's around. So that's cool. At least I'll get to use it once in a while. Damn, got enough tea, Rick? Oh, Ryan Fixer. There's no such thing as enough tea, silly ass. What you talking about? There. Crazy talk. Don't be coming in here all crazy talking about too much tea. DW almost made me spit freaking iced tea all over the place. He says Corona changed the name of their beer because of bad rap. Now they're called Ebola. Might go to Jackson Beach later. Shoot, no problems. Video is uploading if you want to go back and watch it. Might do some more reload videos live. Man, that's the way to do them. It's a little scary though, Todd, man. As soon as you get comfortable, you start getting blasted with freaking demonetizations and they just remove your videos. And that's kind of why I went over to Patreon, because I was like, I cannot do live chats without talk. I've been doing live chats for years now, for the most part, not as much as I've been doing it lately. But I'm like, I gotta show pistols and rifles and all that stuff. There's no way. You can never have too much tea. Mil-spec grunt. See that? That is a quote by the Mil-spec grunt right there. You guys should write that in there. You'll be seeing that all over the place. Samsung watch. No, guys, this is actually a Garmin. I still haven't done a video on it. This is my favorite watch I've ever owned. It's a Phoenix 5 Plus, and this thing is obviously upside down. I hope it ain't 1211. Yeah, it's 1121. I'm like, damn, I've been talking a while. Great watch. Great watch. Get an old moonshine bottle for your tea. Yeah, that'd be good. I have some actually. Rick, as a fireman, give us a quick tip for safe powder storage. All right. Safe powder storage. This is not safe powder storage. Actually, this right here, you guys know what this is right here? Okay, safe powder storage has identification labels for first responders responding to your house. But this is not a correct thing. You should have, if you want to get all technical, you want me to get all technical and shit on you, you should be in a self-closing flammable liquids metal storage shelf bin thing. So it's basically a big toolbox per se, or a big filing cabinet thing, but the doors close. That's what you're supposed to have. So Idaho Rogers, I got a sign on it, so that's a plus, right? But yeah, lots of powders. This stuff, man, if you get it going, like, here's a scenario, right? We do this live chat. I got paint shit out. I got computers plugged in, right? Generating heat. Can't believe you guys want to learn about stuff like this. So I got all this stuff going on. I got plugs over there with stuff. And I do unplug them at night before I go to bed, because this is kind of a hotbed for freaking, yeah, like Elfster's thing. I don't think his was a self-closing container, but it looked metal. So it's kind of a bonus. So that's safer than not having something. I just noticed that in the video. I was watching his live chat. But to be perfectly honest, you're supposed to have it in self-closing flammable container. And it's usually, like, we have some at work that are like the size of like big lockers, but like they're kind of a pain in the ass, because you have to open them up and kind of hold the door open with your leg while you're trying to get whatever, and then they're like, they close back up. But if you want to be Joe safe, a flammable cabinet, yes. Jackson made it back in time to just listen and not watch. You are here. You guys could be cruising down the road. We're all hanging out, having fun. It is all good. So we got Morningstar says the AKM PSA Glock thing, AR-10 AKV for my next gun. What do you want to do? I just did a video on the AKV by Palmetto State Armory. It had an aftermarket handguard on it and actually a brace. I think it shot well though, and it had a PSA. What model? Red dot was that? I have no idea. I borrowed it from Codaboy 32. Ray and I did videos on it. I just put one out today. He put out his last week. Actually, mine's only on Patreon, but I'll release it probably tomorrow or the next day. Rick, I don't want to learn about this. LOL. I have to learn about this crap all the time at work. Hey, someone had asked, buddy. Yes, they are expensive. They're very expensive. Cheaper than dirt is selling 1,000 rounds of white box 223 for $900. Pretty much $1 a round. Sammy Speck actually recommends a wood cabinet that isn't sealed for powder. Yeah, but that's Sammy Speck. I use a steel cabinet low to the ground with PEX pipe through the house. Basement will flood most likely. Okay, good. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Flammable liquids are supposed to go in a flammable locker. So that's the reason why I was saying that. Mine are actually in wood as well. Not because Sammy said, but because it just makes it easy to get to when I need them. Lilith, you want a high point. We secretly want one. We all secretly want one. Do you, Rick, do a review on your watch? I need to. I still have the box for it. Maybe. Yeah, here it is. There's people that are so much smarter though. Just go to YouTube and find a good review on the Phoenix 5 Plus. The thing does a lot of stuff. Reason why I bought it. I'm not like a health nut, so some of you guys may or may not know that. I'm not the guy that's working out all the time and I want to know my thing and how many heart rate this for how long and all that kind of stuff. But it does tell me the pulse ox. So basically it's telling me how much oxygen is in my blood. So something it does tell you your heart rate and all that stuff, and it keeps track of your steps and that. And there's some pretty cool stuff. I'll be walking and all of a sudden my little thing will go off because I got to a certain step or whatever. But it does a ton more stuff with apps, like being able to find your way out of say you're hiking somewhere and you get lost and your phone service doesn't work. This will work. So you can basically turn on your GPS, either find yourself, or you can look at maps on here to find the closest way to get out of something. There's a ton of shit this does. And you can download all sorts of different screens, kind of like the iPhone stuff. The iPhone, I never wanted an iPhone because I don't really care about all the little things. But the biggest complaint of those, because my kids had one, and I'm like, screw that, I don't want one of those, is you have to charge it every freaking night. These last a long time. The one with all the stuff, if you have it all running, I probably charge it once every 2 weeks or so. Let's see, I'll get a high point only if it has the $100 bill paint job. I've seen that. That's pretty cool. Let's see, mine is in garage as well, along with 40,000 primers. That is Sammy Spec, not Fireman Spec, Rick Spec. Yeah, damn you, Sammy. Let's see. Does it tell you how much oxygen is in your blood after you smoke? Yeah, it tells you the whole day. Yeah, I hate charging watches. Yeah, the Damas, it's freaking stupid. I don't like it. And I have 62% left. And I've charged it probably 7 days ago. Maybe longer. I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been long enough to forget. How's that? And that's with everything running. The pulse, this and that. And it takes a little while to get used to because there's 3 buttons on the left, 2 buttons on the right, and you're thinking, oh, that's not very many. But once you get into a section, it'll say start navigation or whatever, and then you're like, okay, how the hell do I get out of here? So there's a learning curve to it. And then what's kind of cool is you have 2 apps here. See this 2 C's right there? Connect and IQ. One of them will keep, if you're into fitness, and what's cool is say you're mountain biking. What's all the different bikings? It's basically got all the different biking, swimming, a shit ton of different activities, so it knows how to measure your I guess your output. So, but it so I when I connect to it, it basically takes, if I haven't connected in a few days, it'll take all my steps, all my heart rates. It does the sleeping thing. It tells me how long I've been sleeping. Apple and all those do all the same shit, but it's kind of cool to see how long of REM sleep you get and see if you're really getting sleep. It tells you how long you've been sleeping, which is kind of cool to give you your average, and it's kind of neat. You should put a handle on the tea jug. Yeah, it's got this little grip thing right here. Only reason I brought this out is every time we do these chats, like 10 minutes into it, I'm freaking out of tea, like in here, and then I'm like sitting here, and I don't want to be like, I'll be back in a minute. I mean, sometimes I have to use the bathroom, but I don't want to be back in a minute and go get some tea. So now I'm looking like a freaking caveman drinking out of this big old thing. Let's see. Adama says, LOL, ammo checker watch app market. The idea. Ammo, yeah. You can put one of these on it. Like you could have the rifle version, so you can check Sammy specs on your rifle chambers. Or you could do the pistol chambers, and then you could just drop it in there, do that. Or you could do like the low budget one where you only get one caliber. Like you just throw it on the top. Actually, you'd have to go this way. So maybe Elster. Maybe Elster should work on that. He's the guy that knows how to do the reloading shit. All I know how to do is basically the 6.5 Creedmoor, some 223, and then 9mm and 40. Like that's it. I don't want to learn too much more. There's a couple other rounds I load, but he's the guy with all the experience. Let's see. Per Sammy, exceeding 50 pounds shall be permitted to be stored in residence, where kept in a wooden box or cabinet, having walls of at least 1 inch nominal thickness. Then you have the problem of this. The county ordinances are going to tell you that if you cannot exceed X amount. Skunk Ape is here. What's up, Skunk Ape? You cannot exceed a certain amount of pounds of explosives in your residential home. I don't know what the number is, but so be careful with that. Let's see. Sorry, Rick, talking with a gun buddy about gun stuff. Don't ever be sorry about talking about a gun with a gun buddy about gun stuff. That's like saying, that's just crazy talk. Because that's what we're doing right now. I'm talking to my buddies about squirt gun stuff. Nick's place is in the house. Coyote slaying son of a gun. That's what they all say. Then the handbook on every load known to unknown. No, Elster knows 1,000 times more about reloading than I'll ever know. No, and I'm serious. I don't know. I just know enough to make bullets for what I need. And I'm not like Elster. Like Elster will, he may already have a magic load, but now he's like trying to find a better load. If I find a magic load, I'm not worrying about it ever again. I'll find that powder, I'll find that primer, I'll find that projectile, and I ain't worried about shit. I'm not like trying to find the next greatest thing. Once I find a load, it's what it is. Like 2 years from now, if I'm shooting the Creedmoor, it's going to be pretty much all the same stuff. It's going to be the Hornady ELD bullet, 147. It's going to be, there might be a little bit of fun with some powders, but Hodgson 4350. And if I'm shooting some long range 223 stuff, I'm gonna be shooting that. Here's kind of the magic load data for me. 75 grain Hornady bullet. 23.3, don't exceed that. Work your way up to that, all that stuff. I'm shooting it out of a 24-inch barrel. You may not be, so like apologizing to have a big penis. Let's see, that's what they all say. I can't read that one. Rick, you should get a bump helmet and some PVS 14s. I should. You should talk to my wife and tell her I need that stuff. I actually looked at it on Optics Planet, and I really want some of that shit. It'd be so nice. I got a chance to mess with X-Rings and Coda Boys in there. I don't know which one they have, which PVS 14s they have, but they were very nice. The one I do want, though, if I get one, I think I'm going to wait. The paint fumes kicking in, yeah, pretty much DW, is Foz something. It's the white light instead of the green. I guess it's a little nicer on your eyes or something, or a little more clear. Or, I don't know. Had a chance to try those out, and I was like, whoa, these are badass. I've always said this: load for your firearms chamber, not a case gauge. Bump from fire formed for bottleneck rifle, and barrel plunk test for pistol. Yeah, great thing to say. The barrel plunk test is a huge thing. People always ask me on my stuff, and it's like, well, it depends what pistol you're shooting and what projectile, because they're all different, you know. The CZs seem to be tighter. You almost got to run it shorter, at least the ones I had. And some pistols, like Glocks and stuff, you don't have to worry about much. So, great points, Elster. Elster, did you ever get, I asked you 3 times on your chat, but you're busy. Did you ever get my emails? Yeah, white phosphorus. Nick's Place says, thanks, Nick. That stuff is cool. Did you ever get my emails, Elster? Mr. Todd. Tim Davis. That's Tim Davis, just so you guys know, is a sugar daddy gangster. That's what he is. Sugar daddy gangster. Some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Some of you won't. Never got your emails. I even, X-Ring had given me your new email. I won't say it on the thing, but, and tried to send it that way too. So that's weird. That's very, very weird. But now that I know you didn't get it, now I know. Let's see. Text the link to me and get my phone number from X-Ring. Text the links. Text the links to me. Okay. Yeah, I can do that after I get it from Ray. Let's see. The Willie Pete, as we call it in the military. Is that the PVS 14s? You paint that muzzle brake on that rifle you have there on the bench, mil-spec? No, I painted everything but. There's a suppressor that goes on here, mil-spec. I'm still in jail, but as soon as that thing comes in, I kind of have access to it. I can borrow it for the day. Not me personally. Ray can borrow it for the day, and as long as I'm with Ray, I can shoot it. But no, I'm not going to paint any of this because there's threads up here. I did paint my old one. Yeah, definitely not afraid to paint stuff. But actually, I had to paint because the end of the threads are here basically, and there's this little cover. So that I had to paint that little section right here, about a half inch worth, just right here. Can't even see the gun. Right here on the end, And then if, I don't know when you showed up, but basically painted some scope mounts. Scope mounts? Good God, maybe that paint is kicking me. Scope covers. And then I painted the sunshade here that I put on. 45 Autos calling it a night. Let's see, Rick, what happened to TR Prepper? Great question. He's still around. He does have a girlfriend, and they've been dating for a while. She's actually a really nice, sweet lady. She's been over to the house with Roger. I think a couple times. Oh, man, I got paint on my freaking computer. Shit. Oh, well. Whoopsie. That just happened. Yeah, check it out. I got the zip paint. I got this fine dust cover of paint on my so is what it is. It is what it is. Paint that sucker next. Yeah, it's already painted. Oh, TR's busy with a new job and girlfriend. Yeah, Bald and Curious hit the nail on the head. He what the hell's going on here? He did get a new job, so he's dealing with that. I don't know what his new hours are and what days he has off. Camo the laptop next. I kind of did. Let's see what happens on that. Luckily, it was that sandy stuff we were talking about earlier, the texture stuff. So you can kind of, it seemed to wipe off pretty easy. Acetone wipe. There you go, Adamus. How did you and X-Ring meet? Good thing I don't live close by because none of us would get anything done other than shooting guns and spray paint and shit. Yeah. I met Ray back in the day. He was working at a shooting range, just doing a little extra money kind of deal. And I was going in there all the time because remember when I get off work, I fly here to North Carolina. I got 16 days to basically screw off. And DW, I'll answer your question in a second. And we just started hanging out. We were shooting competitions. We were shooting in that gun range. They had local matches. They were IDPA. It was kind of more of a fun shoot. It wasn't like a sanctioned deal. And then we got to hanging out, and then I don't know, been friends ever since. Let's see, DW. Hey Rick, I downloaded the Patreon app and put in is your 6 covered on the find creators and nothing pops up. What next? Some of you guys might know the answer better to this. So, shit, I don't know. Who's using the app? Anybody out there? I don't know how many. Tim's out there still, I think, and he uses the app. Let's see what Tim says, because he would know better than I would. Because I have to log in a different way. I think if you log in as you on that app, right, then it will already know the people that you have Patreon with, so it'll automatically be in there, I think. But Tim would probably know better. Hopefully he's still out there. That new girlfriend is a full-time job. No, that ain't going to work, Chico. I'm having trouble finding me on, and Ray's having trouble finding himself on that. So I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I know how to get you there going from patreon.com/is your 6 covered, and then it'll pop up, but I don't know. Hoot says, yes, that's right. So hopefully he's talking about you just basically log into the app as you, and then it'll show your Patreon people that you're supporting. And I do appreciate all that, you guys. I think it's a lot of fun. I think we have a lot more freedom. This one obviously is not, but obviously we can't show all the guns and do all the cool shit that we normally do. So, But it's always fun to get everybody in here. We can kind of talk about it for a second, and then on the other chats. And I try to do a lot of chats, guys, because I like entertaining, and I like to be entertained by you guys. So, night, Todd. Have a good one. He always says that. Soothing. Todd, go to bed. You little hound dog of a man, you. Let's see. Hitting Steel is in the house. He's back. He's back to the party. You had a hard time finding me. Was that here or somewhere else? Later, Elfstar. Chico Wise says. Yeah, have a good night, Todd. Appreciate you showing up for a little while. It's definitely a pleasure. Thank you, thank you. Having some fun. There's a lot of you guys out there still. 25. I don't know what we can do here. We can't get crazy. What are your guys' concealed carry pistols? For those of you guys that concealed carry. Anybody? Anybody? On the Patreon drinking site. Oh, were you on the Patreon drinking site? Aha. See, you get stuck over there drinking on the drinking site, and you never make it back. Glock 19. Nice. Sig 229. Oh, Jack. It's got a P365. Yeah, the reason why I ask is it's always just nice to see, like, basically, it seems like a lot of the people that I hang around, we all kind of switched to the 365 for one reason or another. I really enjoy that gun. It shoots like a full-size pistol, but it's nice and compact. Has a great round count for the size it is, but it's also good to be able to, like, something got crazy, right? Ray's gun would have the same mag. My gun would have the same mag as him. Kind of like police officers. For most jurisdictions, they basically are issued, Glock, whatever. They can swap mags out or whatever the case is. So it's kind of something like that, too. A Browning high power. Yeah, Idaho Rogers. Big hog. Oh, shit. Pair of big dog. Florida bearded fisherman. He don't mess around. He don't mess around at all. You, Ray, and Coda Boy need to do live stuff. Yeah, you know what? I've thought of it. The problem out here being in the middle of a car 9. Nice. I had a car P36 or a 380, car P380 when I was in California because it was my summer carry gun, and it was nice because it was small and you could hide it. Because if someone sees you print out there, holy shit, they'll have a freaking heart attack. But so back to Mil-Spec. The freaking internet, the Wi-Fi, the phone service, all that shit sucks ass out here. So it's it is tough. It is tough. Sometimes you'll see my videos and they'll be grainy. It could be from either, basically what happens to Ray getting Netflix or whatever. But, I have the same problem. I got 2 kids in school, so sometimes they're on homework. They shouldn't be right now. I know they're all in bed, but it should be decent quality video right now. But trying to do the live stuff out there is tough because there ain't much. I don't know. You even call it service, basically service or Wi-Fi. Especially that VOD place, there's zero service. So shooting out there would be a lot of fun live. That's why I did that one premiere video. I basically took a lot of us just shooting and stuff, and then just turned it into a thing where I could comment on it after. That's about as close as we can get because of the service sucks ass out there. Fat guys hardly print. Let's see. Lead Bullet Junkies here. What's going on, Lead Bullet Junkie? The P320C fits in my hand like my... Let's see. Yeah, Florida is pretty anal about printing. Yeah, so is California, man. There was one time I was at a grocery store, and I'm only 5'8", and I needed a box of some shit, that was like at the top of the thing, and I'm like, I'm like on my tippy toes, and I'm reaching, and like right there it showed. And there's a lady, and I kind of looked at her, and I was like, gave her that like, oh shit look, like, are you gonna call the cops, and then I gotta fucking deal with all this mess, or are you just gonna be chill? And she didn't, she kind of just looked at me and then basically gave me, you're an asshole with their eyeballs, and then turned around and left. I was like, okay, cool. Because, yeah, that was not good. So, being short and trying to reach for a box of something, I don't remember what it was, like a box of cereal or something. Here's the question. What holster? I only use crossbreed. Okay, here, if you want my honest opinion, Florida bearded fisherman, I do not like crossbreed holsters. I have tried different ones. For a Glock, it was actually I think it was for a Glock 19. And there's two things I don't like in a holster. Is I don't like the two clips because it's such a pain in the ass to put on. I'm sure you get better at when you you wear it all the time, but I did not enjoy that. So like, I don't know if I can show this, but screw it. So this holster is a hybrid, half Kydex. So it's half Kydex. These are expensive though. So if you're looking for a cheap holster, this is not the one to get. But you only really spend your money on one good holster and you're good. All right. So this is a Garrett Industries holster. What you'll notice is it has neoprene lined in between two pieces of leather. So if you're not familiar with neoprene, think of like a wetsuit. It's basically like a water repellent. It's the stuff wetsuits are made out of, but it has protection, kind of like has a pad, a little tiny bit of a padness to it. And you can see the wear on there. I wear this a lot. Not as much as I probably should, but you can tell I got some good wear on there. And it's done a great job. What's really cool, and this is kind of the company, yeah, like a gun mat, Chico, yeah, is right here. Is this they somehow magically take the thinnest piece of leather and basically somehow make that fit along the inside of the Kydex. So when you draw your pistol, like, you're not hearing that gnarly click thing. So I don't know if I can really show this part on, what do you call it? You don't get that, basically that Kydex clip, that click in, click out deal. It holds very well, but it quiets that down. So if you wanted to draw your weapon, say you want to be discreet about it, you want to get like the upper hand per se or whatever, it's just a little bit quieter. That's called the Solo, I think is what it's called. It does not come with this belt clip. I got this from Harry's Holster on one of his holsters he had sent to me for the 365. And Harry has some great holsters. How much was it? No, it wasn't crazy, like 165. Just check out Garrett Industries. They could have gone way down for all I know. This was years ago. I own that. That gun, that holster is actually for a shield. And it fits in there perfectly. And I really should order one for the 365, but I have not done it yet. So I've been carrying it, and it works. I've never had it fall out. It's tight. It's good. But if you're going to order one, order it for the right pistol. But that was originally made for a shield. I think I paid like $80. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's a nice holster. And it's kind of a smaller company. I don't think you'd ever hear, I don't think most of you would ever, have you guys, well, that's a good question. Have you ever heard of Garrett Industries holsters? Probably not, but they make some good shit. For sure. There's lots of good manufacturers out there, though. Let's paint the 365. No, let's not paint the 365. That doesn't need to be camouflaged. It's under my shirt. Let's see. Well, not right this second, but Rick, we had a gun club, social club with gun range, announced today they are closing because of the state mandated non-essential. Oh my gosh. All right, what time is it? 1:40. Do you guys want to keep BSing and having fun? If so, I gotta run to the bathroom and pee. Or do we want to just end this in 5 minutes? I'll let you guys answer. Okay, Joaquin's never heard of it. I can go all night. All right, well, I got one answer. Gray holsters. I will look into them. All right, I don't know what you guys are going to answer, but I'm going to go because I'm like maxed out on bladder. Here, let me give you something cool to look at. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. How's that? Is that a good view? This is a new piece we just painted, guys. Smells like paint in here. All right, so that was my holster. What do you guys use for a holster? Let me know. Actually, just having a cigarette, so you guys know. I don't like to smoke online. I'm supposed to be a fireman and all that. Back in the day, 25, 30 years ago, we used to drive around in fire engines going code 3 to fires. And when we'd be smoking in the back, smoking in the front. Did you just see something move? It's a ghost. Ooh. Looks great, Rick. Thanks, buddy. Here's the logo. You think YouTube millennial people are going to know what that is right there? What if I do that? Let's see if this pan works. That help? That does not help. Oop, by that trigger. Let's see, paint the bipod. You know what? I really want to paint the bipod. Thanks, Jack. See, Morningstar carries in a black point tactical. Nice. The match is nice. Thanks to Douglas. Yeah, it turned out pretty sweet. It's kind of, oh, you know what sucks is I just, should be right there. I didn't tighten it as tight as it needed to go. So now the lines are off. That's horseshit. I don't like that. It's going to be like this most of the time now. You had a heart attack, Rick. You're supposed to smoke. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I need to quit, though. Shit's going to kill me. So it turned out decent. All you got to do is, I'm just breaking up the black. Ain't nobody. You can paint to the Atlas knockoff bipod. I actually sent that bipod to a buddy of mine. So he has it now. I do have one other bipod that I bought at the gun show that I actually really like for the price. I was like, this thing's freaking nice. It's like 12 inches tall, so it's like 2 inches taller than the Atlas, and it's not bad. I would use it. It's actually, I'm going to use it for AR with a 30 round mag, I think, because you need the extra height. Let's see. Let's see. It's only Camo water blast. Oh yeah, it's only a Camo water blaster. That's right. Forgot, Chico. Takes nads to paint a rifle that costs $1,700 same day. Yeah, I had a lot of people wondering about that. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was fun though, running fixer. I knew it would turn out well. So then you got to make sure you keep all this stuff good so you can see it. I love this scope. It's heavier than most, but it's freaking built like a brick shit house. Military 1911 shoulder rig holds the Browning like a glove. Since Idaho is always a jacket weather station, nobody notices. I have never tried a shoulder holster. Let's see. X-Ring says it sucks. I remember. What's that? Oh, that. The what sucks? The bipod, the fake one. Let's see. What kind of paint job do you use, Rick? Oh, what kind of paint do I use? I use Rust-Oleum, and I use this Rust-Oleum that's basically camouflage paint, so the colors are right if you're trying to match something. But the biggest thing, kind of the trick of getting the texture, is you got to run some of this multicolored texture first. Once you do that, you can't really see it, but like all that sand painted into the paint. You can probably hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Flip the cover on it. Oh, put the flip cover on it. Let's see here. We can do that. I think it's dry now. Why not? Why not? It's being stubborn. Get your ass on there. All right, give me one more minute and I'll put it on. I need two hands. Two hands. My buddy is a shoulder holster type of guy. He is old school, carries a revolver. Yeah, I've never tried one. I don't think I could do one. I kind of grew up with, and most of you guys probably did too, but Miami Vice, and those guys wore the white jacket and they had their shoulder holster on, and I don't know, never was a fan. Never was a fan. Yeah, Jerry, it does dry pretty fast. Could you guys hear it? Can you hear that? It's got a bitchin' texture to it. Good and tight. Yeah, good and tight. I wish I would have tightened it to there when I did that. Before I did these marks. See how it's off? I guess it don't matter. It don't matter. It's not like it's going to Fallujah or something. But I do want it to be cool looking, so I do want like the people that did go to Fallujah to be all, you know what, that rifle's pretty legit. All right, I think the trick is to open it up so I can slide this damn thing underneath it first. There we go. I think we're getting there. All right, we're in the money. Jackpot. Oh, look, that lines up pretty cool. Boom. Here's the front of it. You can't see me. This looks black on camera, but it's green. This is what black looks like. It's probably just a cruddy angle. How's that? That's probably better. Push it real good down there. They should make a paint that comes out camo already with different colors. Oh, that'd be kind of, there you go, DW. That could be the $1 million, that could be the $1 million invention right there. You just use one can and you're just all, and all of a sudden you get a cool pattern. I like your style. I think you ought to go with that. I don't know how exactly you would do it, but I think you're onto something. Let her do it, Rick. What are we letting her do? Can't get the rubber on? Oh, I've been married for 20-something years. I haven't used one of those in forever. Take it out of the wrapper, Rick. It's called Hot Dip. Oh, yeah, they do have that. Those are kind of cool. Those are too perfect, though. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is the new one. This is a new. So I'm glad we did this today because I was hating this being black. I still hate the bipod being black. You're going to see this one day. It's going to be painted and you're going to be like, oh shit, he did it. He did it. He done did it. All right. Where are you guys at? There you is. There you is. Camo brass. All right, where's my tea? You guys ever tried that hot dip? I was thinking about having some fun where you just get a bucket of paint, water, and then you spray some different colors in there and kind of like the low budget style dip. Looks pretty damn cool. Yeah, get some glitter in that paint. Skunk ape. There you go. I did the paint in the bucket dip. How did it work, Adamas? Did it work well? I think it'd be kind of fun to try for sure. Maybe I'll dip a Glock or something. Dip one of my old Glock 22s. All right, let's keep it going. I want to know how that paint and the bucket dip worked out there, Adamas. You must be typing a lot. Maybe not. Maybe Adamas left. Someday this is going to be the real one. This is my fake taped. You know, let's get all crazy. Let's get all crazy. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. Boom. It's worthy of bringing the camera around. Look at that fake foam suppressor. Pretty soon it'll have one on there. Pretty soon. Another 12 months probably. 12 months of pain and agony. If you guys are talking about hydro dip, check out ATF Hydrographics YouTube channel. My Georgia brother. I have a Tika T3X TAC A1 65 Creedmoor, $1,800 to paint it. What? Dollars to paint it to is idiot. I will have to Cerakote. Jason, what's up, buddy? It's a freaking tool, man. If you scratch it, no problem. Is an idiot. The guy's calling me an idiot, ladies and gentlemen. Jason. Have you ever banged Cerakote? Have you ever banged a Cerakote gun around? You know what happens to it? It looks just like it does when the paint falls off. Trust me. Now, if you're going to make something really cool and Cerakote it, and you're not going to mess with it, and you're not going to beat it up, all the power to you, buddy. The look is great, but you have to use the right contrast and colors. Yeah, for the paint, for the hydro dip, for sure. Oh, and they rust too. Yep, they do rust. You got most things that get scratched are aluminum items. The handguard is aluminum. Shit, for the most part, everything's aluminum, but basically the chamber and the barrel. I'm painting the barrel with engine paint. Yeah, the high temp stuff, that works good. Yep, everything pretty much rusts for sure. Tika is coming in Cerakote this year. Yeah, I saw the brown version, the Tika in a brown. I think it was like a coyote brown. I think it was basically the handguard. Some of the pieces in the back look pretty nice. Yeah, it is a hair stronger, but it will scratch off for sure. But you're also going to pay, you're going to pay maybe a few $100 more depending on who's doing it. And at the end of the day, I don't want Cerakoted like Ray's gun that's all one color. I don't want that. Like, even if I bought a Cerakoted gun, I would paint it. I would still camouflage it. I would be, I don't know. If it's a 3-gun rifle, this rifle is designed to basically shoot long range. It's set up as kind of a sniper rifle per se, whatever you want to call it. And that's how I have it built. Like, it's built to be hidden. My 3-gun rifles and all my other stuff, except for a few rifles, are camouflage, but those ones are set up for the same thing, basically to be able to hide somewhere and shoot targets. But for the most part, I only paint things that are going to be beat up. Oh yeah, squirt gun. That's right. We're calling it the what were we calling it earlier? The water squirter deal. It's not going to last as long, but in 5 minutes, I can refix whatever I scratched if I really cared. And remember with Cerakote, guys, say you're in the desert. Say I'm in the desert and I want to change what this gun looks like to match the terrain. All I need is 3 cans of paint. I can make it look just like the sand, the desert floor. I can make it look just like, I can make it look any way I want. Hell, I can make it red, white, and blue if I wanted. With Cerakote, you're stuck with whatever color it is. So there is that option. But it's an inexpensive gun. I could see how someone would not want to paint their gun. But for the most part, it's a tool. It's a tool, so I'm not too worried about it. The reason why I haven't painted the bipod yet is because I might use this. What's up, Danny Young? How you doing? I might use this for 3-gun one day, so I want it to stay black. Maybe, or I might paint it anyways. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Plus, with Cerakote, unless you know the Cerakote guy, you can't put cool logos on it, like these ones. Like you're not going to be able to put daggers on the scope. You're not going to be able to put daggers on the frame. Of course, where the hell's the dagger? Right there. The dagger. And you got to admit, I don't think anybody can do a Cerakote job like that. So there's that option. Whoa, this camera's all wacky. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Jason Elliott, it's good to be rich. I'm not calling you an idiot for painting a gun, but an $1,800 gun is an investment. Well, that gun just went up $2,000 for the paint job. And you kind of did call me an idiot earlier. And you don't have to be rich. It's called saving up, my friend. If I was a rich guy, that would probably be an AI or something. You know what I mean? There's a ton of custom rifles that are way more expensive than that. So, this is the upper end of the basic stock rifles. So I'm not really sure what you're saying. But if it was 10 grand, I'd still paint the damn thing. $1,800, that could be 3 guns. It could be 3 guns. This right here, the scope could be 3 guns, depending on what you're buying. It's the right tools for the right trade. So, got DW, Jason, and Florida Bearded Fisherman. So, I don't know. I guess it's not for everybody, but I done painted mine up. So, $600 per gun. Or $1,800 could be a down payment on a scope. Yeah, exactly. What scope you running on that? I am running the Vortex Razor HD. It's a 4.5 to 27. It's been a really good scope, and works great. Works great. I think it looks cool, Jackson says. I do too, and not to be rude or not to hurt anybody's feelings. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. It's mine, and that's what I wanted. So don't take that the wrong way. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's in mills, but this is perfect for what this gun is made for me. Yeah, I'll see Orion Fixer. You know, there's a lot of guys that'll buy, they'll go get their gun Cerakoted and get it so it has a worn look to it. Well, why don't you go make your own worn look by training with it? or practicing with it. So it's kind of my thing. That's my thing. So the only thing I'm really missing is when the can shows up. It's going to be complete. I would paint mine, but I'll be honest, Rick Paint's job looks a hell of a lot better than I can do. I don't think you can screw it up, Jackson. Honestly, I don't think you can screw it up, buddy. And it's not for, if this was a hunting rifle or whatever you want to call it, like a regular hunting rifle, like a wood stocky kind of thing, I would never mess with it. But it's not. It's made for hiding in the weeds, shooting targets, long range. I'll move you over so I can see what the hell it said. I say hurt their feelers. Rifle looks nice, plus it's personalized. Yeah, I could find this rifle in the middle of all the other rifles during a sniper competition, no problem. At least I'd know which one's mine, I guess. Let's see. Chico, good chat, Rick. Going to tap out. Everyone, don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. Appreciate that. I'm actually going to end here. It's been 2 hours. Appreciate you guys showing up. Hopefully we had some fun tonight. Definitely enjoyed you guys' comments. As always, you guys are great. You make the chat exciting and fun. And we had a lot of good stuff to talk about. So with that said, you guys have a great night. Try to stay away from that Bud Light virus. And you guys take care and be safe. Yeah, there you go. Draw your own logo. That's cool. Unless I drop it in the bushes, yeah, it'll be kind of a pain to see. Night, everybody. Have a good one. Night, Tim Davis, Idaho Rogers, Morning Star, Feared Bishman, Joaquin, Thomas, Chico Wise, Jason. You guys all have a great night. Who else did I miss? Jackson, Danny Young, Orion Fixer, DW, Jerry Parker, Papa's Place. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody. You guys have a wonderful night. See ya.